If there's one thing we know about Justin Trudeau's Liberals, it's that they just don't think the rules apply to them. So as usual, it falls to us here at Rebel News with the support of you at home to remind the Liberals that they are not above the law. Today, I'll show you the legal complaint letter we had our lawyers send to authorities to alert them to one apparent scofflaw Liberal MP who thinks she's just too important and too special to follow the rules. Let me get something out of the way right off the hop. I'm not a COVID snitch. I'm too busy minding my own business and working hard to worry about what other people are doing with their lives. And I don't live in constant television-induced COVID terror. I just don't. And frankly, I truly pity those who do. But I don't make the rules. The left does. The Liberals do. And I think the rules will start to change when we start making the other side play by the very rules they oppress the rest of us with. That's why we sent a legal complaint letter to the government of Nunavut asking for an investigation into Liberal Infrastructure Minister Catherine McKenna's recent trip there. You see, McKenna flaunted her recent trip to the Northern Territory all over Twitter. Just take a look at some of these tweets and pay attention to what you're looking at there. Because there's a big problem with McKenna gallivanting all over Nunavut, and it's not normally something that I care about, but McKenna definitely cares about it. And if you had done what she has done, she would want the book thrown at you. Look at this. Entering or traveling in Nunavut. Currently, travel to Nunavut requires authorization from Nunavut's Chief Public Health Officer, vaccinated travelers, and non-vaccinated dependents. As of June 14th, 2021, fully vaccinated travelers can apply for an exemption to out-of-territory isolation. Vaccinated travelers include vaccinated critical workers, construction workers, residents traveling for leisure or medical reasons, and non-residents. Anyone traveling to Nunavut must first spend 2 weeks in self-isolation at approved hotels in Ottawa, Winnipeg, Edmonton, and Yellowknife, but you can get an exemption. Vaccinated travelers, though, will have to follow all public health measures and wear a mask in public for the first 14 days. That last part is important. Vaccinated or not, special exemption or not, you have to wear a mask and social distance if you're visiting Nunavut. Look at this poor lady. She didn't get to jump the quarantine queue and she had to follow all the health restrictions. For Iqaluit resident Pauline Alenga, the disappointment started the minute she walked in the door of her hotel room. Alenga was on her way home from 2 months of trauma treatment when she entered a 2-week quarantine at the Residence Inn in Ottawa. I walked into my room and it was so filthy, she said. I ended up cleaning my room for 4.5 hours. I really was very disgusted. I guess hotel staff are cleaning fast because they keep filling up. My tub was black. I will be writing a letter to the Minister of Health. Yeah, well, Pauline, so did we. We wrote a letter too, asking the government of Nunavut to investigate Catherine McKenna because, first of all, she didn't spend 2 weeks in some gross hotel jail before she made her way to Nunavut. So we want to make sure she filed for an exemption, which she probably did, because she's way more special than Pauline, who went somewhere for medical care. But that doesn't explain how McKenna was getting away with not adhering to the rest of the public health regulations, because the territorial government does not care if you're vaccinated. If you're visiting the territory, you still have to mask and social distance. And the law should apply to everyone or no one. Here's a letter we sent to the Nunavut Department of Health. We are the lawyers for Rebel News Network. Regarding the above noted matter, please confirm receipt at your earliest opportunity and direct all future correspondence to the undersigned. We understand that Minister McKenna traveled to Nunavut on July 30th, 2021. As you know, the government of Nunavut has instituted requirements pertaining to travel in isolation for out-of-territory travelers arriving in Nunavut. Pursuant to these COVID-19 travel restrictions and Section 15 of Nunavut's order respecting social distancing and gatherings, number 14, the order, number 15, All persons entering Nunavut who are exempt from the mandatory 14-day isolation period set out in the order restricting travel to Nunavut must wear a mask while in a public place and at their place of work for the first 14 days following their arrival in Nunavut. The order defines a public place to include all outdoor areas within the boundary of a municipality in Nunavut. In addition to the mask requirement, the order further mandates that all exempt vaccinated travelers must adhere to all other public health measures, including social distancing. Our client advises that despite these requirements, Minister McKenna does not appear to have adhered to the order's mask requirement or complied with social distancing protocols. Rather, they advise she has been traveling around the territory, holding press conferences with the media and meeting with Canadians. Now, friends, we sent a nearly identical letter to the Nunavut RCMP as well. I don't like the rules. I think they're stupid and ineffective, but I don't make them. The Liberals, though, they love the rules. And this is the standard the bought off and paid for mainstream media would apply to a Conservative. We all saw how they cheered when People's Party leader Maxime Bernier was arrested for trying to go to Manitoba to attend a political rally against the lockdown. It's not about COVID or health. It's about punishing some so-called scofflaws and ignoring others for political reasons. We just want the Liberals to play by the rules they would punish you with. That's the only way these oppressive rules change, when one of them gets in trouble for breaking them. Now, friends, I got to tell you, these two legal letters weren't cheap, but we think holding the government to account on behalf of the people is worth it. If you think so too, please donate to offset our costs to hold the Liberals accountable for their actions when no one else will. You can donate at rebelinvestigates.com. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. Let's have Catherine McKenna investigated for breaking COVID protocols during her visit to Nunavut. These are regulations she wants the rest of us, including residents of Nunavut, to live under. The Liberals are not above the law. That's why we sent two legal letters, one to the RCMP and one to Nunavut Health, asking for an investigation to be opened. If you can help offset our costs, please donate today at rebelinvestigates.com.